Ironheart deserves your attention. That's how I knew. I was like, oh, they are desperate.
Yeah, and it's like the real Tony Stark. It's like back somehow. And there's like a moment where she's flying through and he's like, who is that? And she's like, I'm Ironheart, Mr. Stark. Yeah. And he's like, I like that girl. And then he like goes to do something else. Like that would be like the level of something that I think would possibly happen.
That is all ego. You would never find me with an ego like that. Not with my fallopian tubes.
Comes to the numbers. Spoiler alert, kind of exactly what we expect. Ironheart ratings in the gutter.
And so in this, I'm not sure what they're meant to be, because this character isn't to be confused with Slug.
Slug, our hacker extraordinaire.
Who is also the exact opposite in the same show. I'm really confused.
Was a massive disappointment in the ratings for them, certainly. We do know, when you go and you look through these charts, the first couple days it was out, because we have 3 days of Ironheart in these numbers, just like we had 3 days of Daredevil in these numbers. And Daredevil in those first 3 days had over 300 million minutes watched. So, and that was with less possible runtime than something like Ironheart. Yet we know that it hasn't matched that.
Now is that we know that Kevin Feige and Bob Iger, they're also engaging in damage control about this show, saying things like, don't trust the negative reviews, don't trust the trades, stuff like that.
Ironheart is the biggest L of Marvel of all time. The reactions are just spectacular. Supposedly smarter than Tony Stark, bites an electric wire, sells her soul to gain magic powers, uses new powers to steal. What did the writers? Smoke detector beeps.
And they were doing everything in their power to really prop up this show. That's exactly why they had RDJ, Robert Downey Jr., some weeks ago going on talk shows to really say that Riri is the best thing to the MCU to represent the legacy of Tony Stark.
I can understand why she's frustrated. That's how I feel watching her interviews.
How do you feel about the impacts that she's having on young Black girls? And I'm going to be completely honest, on Black women.
You know, this is yet another area that's getting vibrant. It's getting full in the way that it should.
Who was most likely to improvise during a scene?
Sasha Baron Cohen.
Right now, you look like... Okay, come on, we got it.
Natalie AI thing seems utterly preposterous and ridiculous, and even for an MCU show, I'm finding it to be a little bit of a bridge too far to go. The heist crew, all lame. Every single one of them, all lame.
The actress meant to carry Marvel's future just became its biggest liability. Dominique Thorne was handed the keys to the MCU's next generation. But what happened next even shocked her own team. Ironheart wasn't just a flop. It was a total implosion, plagued by behind-the-scenes chaos, collapsing viewership, and now, explosive claims from her own co-star, Sasha Baron Cohen. He says she hijacked the production, rewrote scenes mid-shoot, and shut down anyone who challenged her. And here's the worst part. Marvel saw it coming and still couldn't stop it. It was supposed to be Marvel's next big win.
See, it deserves your attention. Ironheart deserves your attention. That's how I knew. I was like, oh, they are desperate to get people to watch this show. After I did my reaction, I kept getting, hey, it wasn't that bad. I just watched it. Hey, I just watched the first 3 episodes. It wasn't that.
A Black female genius stepping into Iron Man's shadow with a fresh suit, a bold vision, and a built-in fan base. But what happened next even shocked her own team. From the moment Ironheart premiered, something felt off. The pacing was awkward, the tone inconsistent, and Dominique's performance was stiff.
Not only is she incredibly controlling, but she's about it to everybody who works for her when things inevitably start spiraling.
Oh my God. She's so full of it. This is not...
Too self-serious, too controlled. Fans were confused. Critics harsher. Early numbers painted a brutal picture. 3 days in, viewership dropped by nearly 40%. Engagement on socials vanished. Reddit threads asked, what went wrong? The answers weren't in the script. They were on set.
Ironheart might be one of the worst executed ideas ever in the MCU, because under all that garbage was actually potential.
Dominique Thorne wasn't just the star. According to insiders, she thought she was the director, the producer, and the creative lead. But what happened next even shocked her own team. Sasha Baron Cohen, cast as Mephisto, stayed quiet after the show aired, until now. In a low-key podcast interview, he finally broke his silence. Working on Ironheart, he said, was Frustrating, tense, and creatively suffocating. And the reason? Dominique? He claims she overruled directors, changed scripts, and treated the cast like background props. Sasha almost walked off set, and according to him, he wasn't the only one who thought about it. The worst part? It wasn't just attitude. It cost Marvel millions. But what happened next even shocked her own team.
How do you feel about the impacts that she's having on young Black girls? And I'm going to be completely honest, on Black women.
You know, this is yet another area that's getting vibrant. It's getting full in the way that it...
Reports say Dominique refused to shoot key scenes unless changes were made on the spot. One major night shoot scrapped entirely after she allegedly walked off set mid-argument. Hours wasted. Crew stood around with nothing to film. Insiders claim she rewrote dialogue with a pen in hand, not privately, but in front of department heads. One camera op called her the Iron Dictator. A director nearly quit. Marvel was bleeding money, and Dominique, she was just getting started. Marvel knew there was a problem, they just didn't know how bad it would get. But what happened next even shocked her own team. Internal screenings raised red flags. One executive reportedly called the show off-tone, overcooked, and creatively unstable. Kevin Feige, allegedly disappointed. Marketing was cut, trailers delayed, even Comic-Con panels quietly dropped.
Yeah, and it's like the real Tony Stark gets like back somehow, and there's like a moment where she's flying through and he's like, "Who is that?" And she's like, "I'm Ironheart, Mr. Stark." And he's like, "I like that girl." And then he like goes to do something else. Like that would be like the level of something that I think would possibly happen.
Then came the edits. Sasha Baron Cohen's role, hyped for months, was gutted. Whole scenes cut, not for story, but because he refused to reshoot under what he called impossible creative conditions. Behind closed doors, Marvel was scrambling. Publicly, they were pretending everything was fine. The show dropped, but the cast didn't celebrate. No watch parties, no behind-the-scenes hype. But what happened next even shocked her own team. Fans noticed it first. Dominique had unfollowed several cast members. No explanation, no drama, just quiet distance. One actor liked a tweet blaming Ironheart's failure on ego. It went viral, then disappeared. Another dodged a red carpet question about working with her. "We all grow from every experience," they said, eyes shifting. Crew posted cryptic TikToks, fake captions, quiet deletes. The message was clear. People weren't just walking away from the show. They were walking away from her. When the backlash peaked, fans waited for Dominique to say something, anything. But what happened next even shocked her own team. She posted one black screen to Instagram. "The stories being told are baseless. I'm proud of the work we did." No mention of Sasha, no denial of specific claims, just a vague defense that raised more eyebrows than it calmed. Hours later, she wiped photos from her feed, disabled comments, and reposted a quote, "Being misunderstood is the price of leadership." Supporters called it grace. Critics called it deflection.
There is also way too much focus on the LGBTQ community by the fandom in a negative manner. And it just needs to go away, I think, for a healthy story to grow, and for Riri to really share her limelight with...
And Marvel? Still silent, because the damage had already been done. Marvel had big plans for Dominique. She was supposed to lead the next generation. But what happened next even shocked her own team. After Ironheart, her name vanished from future MCU announcements. No Avengers crossovers, no Young Avengers teasers, no confirmed projects. Fan accounts noticed she was missing from updated promo reels. Marvel quietly stopped tagging her. And just like that, the character meant to replace Iron Man had no future roadmap. Internally, sources say Marvel is reevaluating her trajectory. Publicly, they're saying nothing. And when Marvel goes quiet, that's when you know someone's already been cut loose. Dominique Thorne had everything. The role, the spotlight, the backing of Marvel's billion-dollar machine. But what happened next didn't just shock her team. It shook the future of the franchise. What started as a bold new chapter became a cautionary tale. Sasha Baron Cohen's revelations didn't just expose behind-the-scenes chaos. They cracked Marvel's clean image wide open. Now, Ironheart sits stalled. Dominique's career is on ice. And Marvel? They're already looking for her replacement. Because in this industry, it's not about how loud you start, it's about whether anyone still wants you in the next scene.